first 10 years rather, State Line Speedway. And you were part of that world, Johnnny, and your name keeps coming up over and over and over again, and we've had a chance to interview guys from Squirt Johns to Bobby Schnars to Jim Polaro, who just recently passed away.
Yeah, I heard that.
Floyd Finale, and there's Johnny Boyd. So we're glad you're back up from Florida, and to talk a little bit about your days at State Line and racing. And was that something that was in your blood, Johnny? Was that, did your dad get into that? Was there?
My dad wasn't the least bit interested in that.
Is that right?
No, a car to him was transportation.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I raced motorcycles and I road raced before I came up to State Line.
Oh, is that right?
I road raced with SCCA.
Well, tell me about that. How'd you get started in that?
Well, I found a girl that had an MGA, so I married her so I could race her car. It's as simple as that. I still tell people that. And she tells people that.
Yeah, yeah.
But we raced the MG for a little bit, and then we decided that we needed a what they call modified car, and we went up to New Hampshire and bought what was called a Jomar, and we raced that for a while, and then I crashed that in the first pro race in Canada, which Roger Penske won, and wasn't my fault.
Yeah.
Somebody spun out in front of me.
Yeah, no doubt.
But then we bought a Lotus. We had a Lotus 17, which was in the same class. And we raced that for a few years, and then we bought a Cooper Monaco that had belonged to Roger Penske. And we were going to race that in the early pro races of SCCA. But they never turned out to be anything. They ended up with a lot of millionaires and not any prize money. So that's when I parked that and went stock car racing.
Are you from here originally, John?
Yes,
Yeah.
I grew up in Lakewood.
So State Line had already started by the time you had, got your interest.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What was the reputation of the Speedway at the time, when you were thinking about getting involved in the stock car world?
Gosh, I don't know. It was looked like a fun place to be.
Yeah.
New cars, and back then we raced what looked like stock cars, not the stuff they run now. And they looked like could be fun, and you could get paid to do it. So.
Did you have somebody when you went to State Line and you watched, just as a spectator, were there certain drivers that you tried to say, I wish I could be like him? Was there a few that you would like to emulate?
Maybe Squirt,
Yeah.
because he had a Dodge and I had a Dodge.
Yeah, yeah.
But I can't think of anybody else.
Yeah. Did you know the drivers at the time that you were kind of integrated?
When I went racing with them, no, I didn't know any of them, and they didn't know me.
Yeah. What was it like? Was it fairly collegial, or you being a new kid on the block, kind of coming in and showing up one day?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
let's bang the new kid around,
Is that right?
and that's what they do.
Did they?
Yeah, they did back then. I can remember Tom Dill coming alongside. He raced the same year car, I think, and it was a Dodge as I did. And I can remember coming around and passing me. I think it was coming out of the fourth turn and looking over at me and smiling and just slamming me into the wall. Didn't hurt other than paint, and smiled. And that's all he did. No bad feelings, no nothing. And I knew what he was up to, So it didn't bother me.
Yeah. Kind of welcome to the club.
Yeah.
Was that Tom's reputation as sort of a...
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, he was a good driver. He was a real good driver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you first started, you were in the Dodge. You had a Dodge. Were you affiliated with any particular garage or sponsorship?
I think it said Yamaha inside of the car, but not until I got into a Plymouth that I had a sponsor, and that was a garage over in Fredonia, I think.
Right.
Can't even remember their name now.
When you say the names like Floyd finale. What's that mean to a Johnnny Boyd?
Funny you'd ask that. Floyd and I never got along on the track.
Is that right?
No, he used to slam me around pretty good. And I know at least one time we came to fisticuffs, but it ended quick.
What was your car number?
55.
Any reason for that number?
99 was taken. And 99 was the number I used in SCCA.
And that was Freddie Knapp.
That was Freddie Knapp's, yep. Couldn't have that one.
And I'm going to throw out a few other names. Bobby Schnars.
Yeah, I knew Bobby.
Yeah. What did he mean to you? Does he?
He was much more professional at it than I certainly was. I mean, him and his owner approached it at a much more serious rail. And I had to admire him.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there were a number of drivers that I admired, and he would have been one of them.
You mentioned Squirt Johns. Did you get to know him much?
Yes, he actually helped me with setting up the car, which everybody told me he wouldn't do. They said, he'll tell you lies. You know, he'll tell you the wrong thing to do, but he didn't. He told me what parts to use that would stand up, and he was quite helpful. I was friends with Johnny Whitehead and his wife. Ronnie was friends with Ronnie.
Right.
Can't think of any others that I really knew.
What was your reputation out there? At some point, here comes Johnnny Boyd, number 55.
Probably he's a pain in the ass. I don't know.
In what sense? Did you find yourself being sort of an aggressive driver?
No, I didn't think so.
Yeah.
No, I certainly didn't. Coming from road racing where you don't bang each other around, at least you didn't then, that was not my way to drive. And the only time that I would ever give it back to somebody is if they were bugging me too much.
Yeah. The ownership at the time was Leonard Briggs. What was he like in the pits?
Well, I liked him, but Jeannie didn't like him because he kicked her out of the pits 2 or 3 times because she wasn't supposed to be in there. You know, they didn't have women in the pits back then.
Yeah.
And one time he came up to her, and we had a set of tools that had her name on them. And he had found a wrench somewhere and says, come up to her and says, I think this is yours. You know how Leonard was. Did you know Leonard?
I did not know him.
Oh, he was a character.
Yeah.
Yeah. I became real good friends with him later on.
Yeah. Well, what was he like? Fill out the character. You say he was a character in what sense?
Well, he never would say exactly what was on his mind.
Right.
It was different. One of those that you couldn't figure out what he was up to next. I guess that's a good way to describe him.
Was he a rule guy? Did he make up the rules as he went along, or did you kind of know the?
They all made up the rules as they went along.
Is that right?
Yes. Yeah.
What about Jerry Frank?
I think he had a lot to do with the rules, but I don't remember that we really had a lot of rules.
Yeah. It's so funny. I asked the question, and then when they do the inspections, did that occur to you? Did anybody ever break down your car?
They didn't have any inspections.
No.
No.
Yeah.
They didn't. If you wanted to cheat, you could cheat, but there wasn't much you could cheat at.
Yeah. Was there something you could do to get an edge? As to.
Well, I think I have heard, I don't know it as a fact, but I always heard that Bobby's cars were so light because he used exhaust pipe for roll bars, but I don't know it as a fact. You'd have to ask Bobby.
Well, we will.
But his cars were very light.
Yeah.
My cars were not light, and they weren't light in the front end because they had a big, heavy, either a 440 or a big Hemi.
Right.
So my cars didn't have the handling of the little Chevys.
Speaking of 440s, I'm involved as part of this project of the 10th anniversary. fellow Dodge driver, Sammy Lamacuso.
Sammy was a friend of mine.
Is he?
Is a friend of mine. I'm sorry.
Well, he sends his best. I just left him a few minutes ago.
Oh, really?
And he still has his 1971 Charger.
Yeah, I know he does.
And it's now being resurrected. The guys who worked on it back in the 60s and 70s are taking the car and they're either putting new tin on the old chassis or pounding it out so that in the fall here, that car will be running again, which is going to be kind of neat.
That'd be pretty neat.
Yeah. And so Sammy he's got an engine and he's got the parts, and that's where I just left him from Lake County Dodge. They're putting he had the car parts all spread out, and now he's putting the engine together. And so sometime it's maybe August or September, we'll have it up at State Line.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. And then you'll be invited to an event in September if you're still around, hopefully, September 26th.
I'll be here.
Good. Because all the guys are coming back. All the guys who we've been interviewing. We're going to have an event, a reunion. And there'll be a documentary on the history of the first 10 years, which will be kind of fun to watch. And as part of that, we've interviewed guys that, like a Jim Polaro. Did you interface with him at all? Jim Polaro? Oh,
We raced together. I didn't think much of his driving, but
yeah.
I guess I can say that now.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. And of course, Jim was an original.
Yeah. Him and Finelli probably came out of the same box.
Yeah, we've got that impression.
And I like Floyd. Don't get me wrong.
No.
He's just Floyd. That's all.
Well, we're kind of getting that impression. A question we've asked everybody: that if Johnny Boyd were on the last lap of a feature, leading, who would be the person you'd least want to have coming up behind you?
Bobby Snars.
Bobby Snars?
Absolutely.
Reason being?
He'll spin you out. Then he'll straighten you out as he goes by. Yeah, that was his favorite trick. Then you think, gee, it was nice of him. I was spinning out and he straightened me out.
Yeah.
What a good guy.
And they went by you.
He was good. He was a hell of a driver. Yeah. Can't take that away from him.
Was he sort of the best during your time period, Johnny?
He had everything together, yes. He was definitely an excellent driver, but they also had a lot of other things. I mean, they knew what that car was going to do from one heat to the next. I went up there with the same car, with one car, one set of tires, and I never changed the tire unless it was flat. You know, I didn't approach racing with the same degree of professionalism that they did. I made money at it. It was part of my income, so it was kind of made me happy.
Which I think puts you in a little unique category.
Why is that?
Because most people said they lost money. They
I
never made
made
any money.
the only year I lost money was the first year,
No kidding.
and that's because I paid. I bought a car from Twin Auto. That it was a '64 Dodge that had been rolled over, but it already had the 440 in it and a 4-speed.
Right.
Or a 426, I'm sorry, a 4-speed. And I didn't do much to it, except straighten the top and take all the insides out. And I lost money then, that first year. And after that, I made money.
Yeah. What were the economics of it all? How did it work? I mean, you bought the car, and obviously you invested in it. Were you your own mechanic?
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't have... And did you have a group of guys work with you?
Oh, I had a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who were they? Was there a standard crew?
Well, Dave Allenson helped me. He's passed away. A fellow that worked for Kusmanos, Leroy Samuelson, helped me. And that was about it.
He surfaced, by the way.
And Jeannie helped me.
Did she really?
Oh, yeah. Except in the pits. She wasn't allowed in the pits.
Maybe she should have joined us too. We haven't interviewed a lady who has been part of the process. Was that fun to have your wife right there with you?
Oh, well, that's how we raced in SCCA, and later on, I raced vintage racing in SVRA and HSR, and she was the only help I had, really.
Unbelievable, that's great. Had she been a motor, did she grow up in a family which dad was a...
Her dad was in the coal business, but she likes cars.
Okay.
Yeah. You have to be careful with her. If you show her another car, she'll get more enthusiasm than I have. I have to slow her down sometimes. So.
You still follow it? NASCAR, do you?
I follow NASCAR to some extent. I don't watch it in summertime because we don't have television in the summer.
Right. You ever get back to State Line at all?
I went back there, it was either last year or the year before, and walked around the pits, and I didn't find anybody that I knew. I said, I guess 40 years is a long time. Not a soul. Didn't find one.
Yeah.
Thought maybe I'd even run into Sammy, but I didn't even see him there.
Yeah. I'm not sure Dick Barton, how long he's been there. Were they interspersed with you or not?
I don't think so.
Yeah. He's, of course, been there for a long time. Guys who were part of, like Jim Fardink and Joe Mobilia, were those names that were part of your world?
Well, Jim I knew.
Did you?
Mobilia, wasn't he from Erie?
Correct, yeah. He owned some cars.
He owned the one that Dick Litz drove.
Correct. Dick Litz and Tom Dill. There were a
Did he?
couple of them, yeah.
Okay, I didn't know Tom, or I didn't remember that Tom.
Yeah.
I do remember Dick Litz. He was a hothead.
Was he?
Oh, yeah.
Johnny Ditch? Was that part of your time period?
Don't remember him.
No, Johnny Ditch. Larry Parmenter?
I remember him, yes.
Some guys we've caught up with.
He had what they called a tank.
Really?
It was iron from one end to the other. You couldn't put it out if you wanted to.
Is that right?
Yeah, very heavy.
Ken Shearer?
Yeah, I remember Kenny. I ran into him somewhere last year, I think.
Yeah. He lives towards Chautauqua, Snug Harbor area. The guys from Kane, Pennsylvania, I'm just trying to think, the Eddie Kiscos, Hyle Russells, were they there when you were racing, Johnny?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Because I'm trying to think the early, it started in '56. State Line started in '56, and you would have started in 1965.
65.
65.
Yep.
First grade. So you were there. You were part of that 10 years, Johnny. That's why we're glad to talk to you. Because it's guys, some of the guys who went on to some pretty good careers, like Jay Plyler, were just outside of that. So they're not part of our documentary. We'll have to catch up with them some other time. Steve and Skip?
I thought Jay Plyler.
Not on the late models. He wasn't, so he's kind of, we'll catch up with him at another time period. So this is what makes you unique. You were that Dean Layfields and...
No, I didn't run with Dean. He was before me.
Billy? Is Billy there? Billy Layfield?
No.
No? What do you recall? If I were to close my eyes and say, and you were to close your eyes and I said, Johnny, the funniest thing I ever saw on a racetrack, if it happens to be State Line, all the better, is this. How would you fill in the rest of that sentence? Or maybe the most bizarre thing you saw at the track?
Well, the thing that happened, I wouldn't say that I saw it, but it was in one of the long distance races. And my wife, Jeannie, kept lap charts. And she knew how to do that from road racing.
Right.
And in fact, she had helped the Lotus team at Watkins Glen 1 or 2 years.
Jimmy Clark and Dan Gurney.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't, I can't remember who was driving that year, but anyway, she knew how to keep a lap chart, and she always kept a lap chart. And at the end of the race, they didn't have the same as she did. And she went back up there and showed them with her lap chart, and they didn't argue whether they paid two people for the same position.
Really?
Yes, they did.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Was this sort of a win second place type of thing?
Oh no, it was further back than that.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
It might have even been as far as 10th. I don't remember. But you know, the big races paid good. That's one thing that they paid well up there then for the ratio against the ratio of what we had in the cars. I thought. Now they don't pay a lot more. They got a fortune in them.
Was that why you kind of chose State Line as opposed to other competing tracks at the time? Was the payday, or was it just that it was
No, they're close.
Yeah.
And they raced what I liked.
Yeah.
I guess.
Did you ever try anything other than late model? I mean, up at State Line? Did you ever do that?
No, after I quit racing late models, I drove for some guy here in Sugar Grove for a while, but he wouldn't take care of the car, so I gave that up.
Yeah.
It didn't have any brakes. I remember I ran one night, it was a false start, and I ran right into, what's his name, Dave Turner.
Oh, gosh.
And he was a lot bigger than me, and I thought, oh boy, here we go. But Dave's a nice guy.
Yeah.
Car didn't have any brakes, so I said, I don't need this thing.
Like when you talk about Dave Turner, I think of Gerard, and when I think of Gerard, I think of Jim Scott. Was he
Oh,
part
yeah.
of your world too?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. In fact, I just ran into Jim down in Florida at a flea market, and we talked a great deal for, I don't know, quite a while in the afternoon.
Yep.
Yeah, Jim's a good guy.
He's quite a storyteller also.
Yes.
Yeah. Was he on the racetrack? I understood that though he was one of the more aggressive drivers.
They were all aggressive.
Well, I mean, in the sense of some guys are more likely to push you out of the way, and kind of.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that, no?
The people that, you want to know the people that push you out of the way?
Yeah.
Floyd Finelli, Bobby Snars,
Right.
who else? Dick Litz, if he could get close to you, but no, there was some, but
Right.
it was a good group, really. You ran hard. I mean, and you're on dirt. It's not easy to stay in line sometimes.
Did you guys go ahead?
It's not that easy to predict where it's going to go when you throw it in there.
Right. Did you find that there was a lot of socializing with the drivers? When the race was over, did you guys kibitz a little bit and have fun, or was it really pack up your bags and go home?
I don't remember a lot of socializing.
Yeah.
I mean, it was late at night and you're all beat, dirty,
Yeah.
full of dust.
Well, that's State Line. Did you go to Erie as well?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What were your highlight years? And was there a year that you said, "Boy, I really got this. I'm cooking here. This is a Johnny Boyd type year."
I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah. What was your biggest win?
I think biggest I ever did was second place.
Okay.
I never won a feature.
Yeah.
I used to win heats from what I remember, right? And I used to be pretty consistent. I liked the long races, but there wasn't that many of them.
Jughead Pierce, was he part of your time period?
He was a good friend of mine, but no, he well, wait a minute. I think he did race a little bit,
Yeah.
but I don't remember what he was in at that point.
Yeah. Well, we've interviewed Jughead, and
Really?
he may be up here in September. So
Oh, it'd be great to see him.
he too is an original.
Yeah, yes, he is.
Were there times when you went out with him? Did you socialize with him?
Party with him?
Yeah.
If you could keep up with him, you could party with him.
Is that right?
Yeah, he was a character.
Were there other characters sort of like that? You go home and tell Jeannie, he said, you're not going to believe this guy. You know, just as a socializer or not. Yeah, they don't tell tales out of school, but just sort of unique and different. And I know you had to be kind of that way just to be in the business, but
I don't know. Can't think.
yeah.
That's a long time ago.
And you, just to finish the chronology, you started in '65 at State Line, and you went until about when? Remember when you kind of gave up the late model?
Well, I raced a Dodge for a few years, and then I raced a Roadrunner, and I put a wing on it and called it a Superbird. And then I sold it, and didn't race for a little bit, and then I bought one of Sammy's old cars, a Dart.
Really?
And I raced that for a couple of years, I guess, and then I got bored with it, and I had a big sailboat, and that was more fun on a weekend than working on a car, so I dropped racing at Erie first, and then I finished the about in the middle of the year, and I can't remember what year it was. And then at the end of the year, I sold the car, and I said, I've had enough of that.
Do you miss it? You got rid of it? Did you kind of wake up some Saturdays and say, gee, I kind of missed it?
Yeah, about as much as I missed a toothache that went away.
So
No.
when you were done, you were done.
When I was done, I was done, yeah. Yeah.
Then you went on to another type of racing, didn't you?
Later on, I went to vintage racing, yeah. I raced an Alfa Romeo Coupe with SVRA, and then I raced, I sold that, and then we bought a old Falcon that had been a race car that had run in Daytona and Sebring in the endurance races. And we found what was left of it out in Salamanca, and we took it to Florida and restored it and raced that 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And that was expensive because they didn't pay anything, and it loved gasoline and tires very much. But it was a lot of fun to drive, and that one I miss. I'd like to do that again, but that's expensive.
Down in Florida, do they have racing for some of the old, or something you could get involved in or do down there when you're there during the winter? Or is that any sort of...
But they don't have dirt tracks. Well, I guess they do have one down near Tampa, and they run sprint cars down there. And the old Nosbish crew that used to own Auto Wrecking,
Right.
they raced down there, or they did. I haven't seen them in a few years, so I'm not sure they still race there, but they were racing there.
This
for a
was
while.
Jack Nosbush?
Jack and Jack Jr. and Kenny,
Yeah.
and the young boy, and I can't remember his name. Jackie, I think. Jackie was the youngest of them.
Right.
They used to race motorcycles up here,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if they ever raced motorcycles down there or not.
Lloyd Williams, part of that State Line crew. Was he active when you were there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the announcer.
Yeah. Was he principally the PR guy also? Did public relations?
Probably was, yeah. Probably was.
Did they ever do much off the track of supporting you as individuals, you know, come meet the drivers or go to the local
No.
quality markets and...
Not that I remember any of it, no.
Just curious, I don't remember that at all. And now they have events at the mall or they bring
Yeah.
stock cars and stuff.
I don't think they even, from what I remember, I don't remember them advertising on the radio, but maybe they did.
Yeah. So you got paid, did you ever get paid an appearance fee?
No.
No. Do you know anybody, did they ever do that, any of that during your time period, just to try to get allure maybe some bigger names or?
Oh, I think they did. I mean, before I raced there, they had Lee Petty up there at one time, I think. So I'm sure they had to do something to get him up there, but maybe not. I don't know. He was just running around the country trying to make a living at that point. So I'm not sure what.
You raced against Roger Penske. Was Roger Penske, this sounds weird, but was Roger Penske at the time? Did you know much about him? Did he have a reputation?
He was just a kid with more money than I had. That's all. he had I think an RSK Porsche, and he won the pro race up in Canada that I was talking about.
Right.
No, he was just a kid with a open trailer and a tow truck or tow car. Yeah, and in a fairly new race car.
Were there other people who subsequently got some note that you raced against? National.
Oh, I'm sure there was. I can't think right now.
Did you have any desire to go down to Daytona and try that? I know during that sort of time period, Gene Busey, Gene Busey, he would take some of the drivers and they would go down to Daytona. Was that ever of any interest to you?
I didn't know anything about it at the time.
Okay.
Yeah. I got my chance to run at Daytona, but it was in a vintage race, but we raced on part of the oval, and then there's a road race circuit in the middle, and I ran that, and that was quite an experience to go around those ovals, flat out, with my Falcon, because it was a pretty fast car. It was basically a GT 350 Mustang, only it was lighter.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Well, see, this has been great, John. You've added some real value to the whole history of State Line Speedway and you.
Just me. I don't know much about the history of State Line.
You were a part of that. I mean, and I'm sure we found in interviewing our folks that, obviously it was just you. It was racing. It was in your blood. But all of a sudden, some things come back, memories come back that you hadn't thought about in a while, and usually that's pretty extremely favorable, fun things to do.
Mm-hmm.
And they all seem to be looking forward to getting together on September 26th. We know where you are now, so you'll be getting an invitation.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Well, Sammy's car will be moving. It'll be driving through the streets of Jamestown.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We'll make it happen. There's a whole crew of people who are working very hard.
For some reason, I don't remember him with a Dodge. I always remember him with a Ford.
Is that right?
When he worked for the Dodge dealer.
Yeah. Is that right?
Yeah.
This is a 71 Charger, and when we interviewed him like this, we asked him, I said, do you have any memorabilia, any programs, anything? He goes, yeah, I've got a bunch of them. I'll share them with you, but I also have the car. What? In the garage was literally the car.
I knew he had the car.
Yeah, we didn't. And so things led to things, and all of a sudden a guy who's a money guy in Jamestown said, let's get this car going. And next thing you know, he got the people who were part of his old original pit crew all excited.
That must have been Mike.
Mike Latone.
Yeah.
And he got John Cusimano and Bucky Cusimano.
Oh.
Gail Boardman. We're all part of that original crew, and they got excited. So they're meeting. They're working on the car at Cusimano Collision, and you could drive down there now.
Oh, that would be John's garage.
Yeah.
Oh.
In fact, your buddy Bruce was flatbedding cars all over the place. In fact, Bruce will tell you the story. If he hasn't already, when they pulled the car out of the garage for the very first time, and he put it on his flatbed. I'm going to videotape this, the car. I mean, literally, it was parked there in 1974. Tarp put on. Now they take the tarp off, and they're literally pulling it out. He had to blow up tires. The tires were all flat. The engine had long since been sold. It was just a chassis. But out came 27 up.
I'll be there.
And as we all said, so next thing you know, it's on the flatbed to take down to John's garage. And so I'm filming this thing, kind of the tail car, the drag, behind. So I thought this would be kind of fun to have the car weave its way through Jamestown. Honest to God, Bruce must have been going 100 miles an hour. Bruce, you're going to kill me because I'm trying to film and drive
Yeah.
this thing here, and he's just going down Allen Street like it's no tomorrow. Just slickety split. And the next thing you know, Mike Latone bought a donor car, 71, so they could get some parts off of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so those guys have been cutting, sandblasting, and my God, it's going to be terrific.
That's good.
I was there last night, and they're doing all that.
It's probably the only one that's left, too.
I think we would have known about it. I mean, I think this project has been going on since October. Somebody would have surfaced.
I sold all mine.
Yeah.
My bird went out to Ohio somewhere to run the bigger tracks, because that's what it was better at, being it had a big Hemi in it, and being a little bit heavier. But I think the only other track I ever ran that was Clearfield, and it was a half mile, and it was good clay, and it ran pretty good there. Well, I did run out at Wattsburg, I think, but that was a old horse track or something.
Larry Parmenter, wasn't he involved in that track?
I don't know.
I think so. Well, this has been great, Johnny. Thank you. Thank you for
You're
letting
welcome.
me take away your time this afternoon.
All my time is real valuable at my age. Not really.
Well, it's great. And sometime when you're traveling from here down to Greenhurst, stop in at Cusimano.
I will.
Just kind of go in and you'll be shocked and you'll be amazed. And who knows, Sammy might be there.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.